Picture spending $152 million on a single piece of real estate, and your number one priority is making sure nobody ever knows you are actually there.
Right. It sounds totally counterintuitive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that is exactly what just happened with a record-breaking private island sale in Palm Beach. Like, instead of parking a massive super yacht in Monaco for everyone to gawk at, today's ultra-wealthy are literally buying military-grade radar systems and ballistic safe rooms. Welcome to today's deep dive, where we are unpacking this wild evolution.
Yeah, it is a complete reversal of how we usually think about status. The era of conspicuous consumption, buying things just to be seen, is essentially over.
So what are we looking at today to figure this out?
Well, we've been digging through Christie's 2025 Global Luxury Real Estate Forecast, Knight Frank's Wealth Report, some insights from the Ultra 2025 Travel Panel, and even economic data from the Central Bank of Seychelles.
Okay, so a lot of heavy hitter sources. And the clear through line here is that the ultimate status symbol has shifted from, like, flashy opulence to total environmental control.
Exactly. Total control.
But wait, I have to push back on this right out of the gate.
Go for it.
Spending $152 million on an island in Palm Beach, where Knight Frank says prices jumped 117% in just 5 years. That does not sound low-key. How is buying a private island an act of hiding? That sounds like the biggest flex imaginable.
I mean, it is a flex, absolutely. But the nature of the flex has completely changed. Think about it as buying a real-world cloaking device.
A cloaking device.
Yeah, a private island is the ultimate scarcity asset because you are buying a literal geographic limit on human access. It cannot be replicated.
Right, so it's about access over ownership.
Precisely. The Christie's report shows these buyers aren't just getting a nice beach. They are outfitting these properties with AI, drone surveillance, acoustic jamming, and radar.
Wow. Acoustic jamming.
Yeah, neutralizing both digital and physical vulnerabilities. Privacy, like absolute inaccessibility, has basically become the new opulence.
So the cloaking device is made of geographic isolation and AI security.
You nailed it.
But if you are completely cut off from the world, you also have to be completely self-sufficient. It feels like we're moving from just building a fortress to running your own ecosystem. It sounds like playing a real-world game of SimCity with the cheat codes on.
That analogy holds up perfectly when you look at how luxury resort operators are adapting. They're functioning way more like micro-governments than traditional hospitality brands.
Okay, how so?
Well, look at the Maldives versus the Seychelles, for example. The Maldives has kind of become this massive tourism machine with really high resort density.
Right, everyone goes to the Maldives now.
Exactly. But the Seychelles offers this much more exclusive, dispersed luxury model. It is about full ecosystem control.
Like logistics, energy, and staffing, all completely self-contained.
Yes. Look at the Six Senses model in Fiji. They don't just put mints on pillows. They run their own 100% solar grid and manage organic compost to literally eliminate waste.
Oh, wow, that is intense.
And over in the British Virgin Islands, the aerial private island focuses on, intense personal transformation for guests while directly funding local humanitarian infrastructure.
So if you are listening to this and wondering why you should care about how a billionaire powers their vacation home, think about the downstream economic effects.
It shifts entire local markets.
Yeah, the Central Bank of Seychelles put out a report showing how this demand for total isolation is forcing entire supply chains to localize. The island development company out there actually launched a self-contained prawn farm on Coativi Island.
Just to feed these closed-loop environments.
Right, just for them.
By controlling the power grid, the water supply, the staffing, and the food source, the operator creates what the Ultra 2025 panel calls a micro-sovereign luxury zone.
Micro-sovereign luxury zone. That is wild.
It really is. It is no longer about accessing a beautiful destination. It is about owning the entire reality of that destination.
I am still hung up on the why, though. Like, I get the security aspect, but I don't get this sudden obsession with farming your own prawns and composting. Why do we suddenly need sustainable ecosystems instead of just flying in caviar from Paris?
The driving force is what researchers call the inheritocracy.
The inheritocracy?
Yeah, we are currently watching trillions of dollars transfer from baby boomers to millennials and Gen Z.
Ah, the great wealth transfer.
Exactly. And this incoming generation has a fundamentally different psychology regarding wealth. They engage in what is called post-wealth behavior.
Measure that because they grew up with every material good available at the click of a button, physical stuff just like loses its status.
That is the core of it, yeah.
Yeah.
This new demographic prioritizes longevity, wellness, and authentic transformation way over accumulating more things.
Right.
They want their luxury experiences to align with their ethics, meaning zero carbon footprints and sustainable local food, but they still demand absolute perfection.
So they want a pristine, tailored reality, but without the guilt of a massive carbon footprint.
And without public scrutiny. True luxury for the inheritocracy is seamless, purposeful, and entirely controlled by them.
Which means private islands and luxury resorts are no longer just property. They really are the final evolution of luxury real estate. Not property, but controlled reality environments.
Exactly. It redefines the very concept of an escape. You aren't escaping to somewhere else, you know. You are escaping into your own custom-built world.
Which leaves us with a pretty wild question for you to think about as we wrap up this deep dive.
Yeah, it really makes you wonder.
As these private luxury ecosystems become fully self-sustaining, with their own independent power grids, their own food supply, and their own high-tech security forces, at what point do these luxury assets stop being real estate and start acting like independent micronations?